Monday catch-up.
And that is exactly what it is. Oh, gee, this is well overdue. We haven't caught up, the three of us, since, I reckon, 1970 or 1980. John Blackman, good afternoon.
Hello, hi, Darren. How are you? And I reckon 1986, probably.
Well, that's the first time you've called me Darren on air, too.
Yeah, well, normally it's Mung, but I know you've outgrown that moniker.
Which was short for the mongrel, wasn't it?
The mongrel. I don't know where we came up with it. I think it might have been late Maury Fields, probably.
Yeah, your mongrel, I think it was. Yeah.
But that was a good combination, wasn't it?
It was.
And Uncle Roy, of course.
And well, he's here now.
Oh.
Uncle, good afternoon.
Well, I don't know whether you called me Mung or Lung or Dung.
No, you were called Dunk, I think.
Unk.
Ah, that's right, yes.
Dunk or Unk?
Unk.
But how are you?
Look, we're all very well, and this is a marvellous reunion. We should have done this many, many moons ago.
Yeah, well, I saw Reen last night at the theatre, and Reen said you're up and about, and so that's why we thought we'd get you in for Monday catch-up.
Well, you know, she made no bones about the fact that she saw you. That's subversive and spy-like.
And Dunk, is she still paralysed from the neck up?
From the waist down.
And, do you still look after the little Chinese girls, the Ng sisters? Remember them?
They're in, yes. Oh, they're marvellous. They're in Marshall Street near the Boom Gates.
Well, they were Singaporean, weren't they, Dunk?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they were. But they cook their meals in a hole in the ground. It was very bad.
Not a lot of people know this, Darren, but Uncle Roy married way too young. She was a little Chinese girl, lived down the road.
Yeah, the marriage was doomed from the start. Her family was throwing rice, and the other family was picking it up.
Hey, the jokes they don't age, do they, Uncle?
No, you see, these jokes are about 40 years old. We were cracking these in 1980.
Actually, when I look back and watch back some of the videos we did back then and listen to some of the tapes, I'm thinking, my God, I've been doing that joke now for 35 years.
That's right.
Or 40 years, you're quite right. But good gags, like good wine, Dunk, they don't age, do they?
No, they don't. You'll have an audience that ages, and you'll have an audience that say, don't do that again, Johnny. But the gag itself stays.
And, of course, well, I remember from that era, we used to do the Is it Hawaii or Hawaii gag.
Well, everybody knows Hawaii.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There we go.
There you
Classics.
go.
Oh, please.
It's like silk, isn't it?
And the other one, I played cards with a whole lot of Africans last night.
Oh, yeah, Zulus?
No, I won $50.
But this is what I missed. I want to do a breakfast.
Yes, that's right. I've come in all the way from Bulleen.
Bulleen?
No, fair dinkum. See, this is the sort of champagne comedy, Dunk, that they don't do anymore on radio. Now, where are you? Are you in a wind tunnel or something? Are you in the Melbourne tunnel? Hello?
Hello, I'm cutting out at the moment.
But you're not in the what did you call it up the pass, the cut through? What was that called?
The Khyber?
No, the through that area where you used to live, Uncle, with the cutting.
The cutting.
Oh, the cutting, yes.
Remember the cutting?
It's not far from the Riggy.
Oh, shut up.
Now, what about that era? It was a great era because it was sort of, we used to do this. I'll tell you what hasn't changed with the program, because this was breakfast on 3AW, John and Unk.
Yeah.
Things haven't changed. For instance, sport at 6:25 and 7:25.
And the late Bill Jacobs used to do it then.
Exactly.
He used to make a rather uncomplimentary remark about the fact that people would actually
have a Kermit by Bill.
Yes, that's a Kermit. Oh, yes, that's right. A Kermit by Bill. Yeah. And it'd be at 6:25 and 7:25. And if he wasn't on that morning, they'd think, we're running late or what's happening. But they were the good. And that's still going because John Anderson's doing 6:25, 7:25. Yeah. The boys still finish at 8:30.
Yes, 5:30 to 8:30, which we all did together, didn't we?
Do you know how that happened, Bruce? Or was Uncle... who am I talking to? Uncle?
Oh, I don't know. There's a man sitting on my lap.
Again?
You know how that happened? I think we all had a meeting in some hotel somewhere. I think it might have been the Sofitel with Brian White. You know, remember Brian?
Wally the Wombat.
Used to talk out of the side of his mouth.
G'day, fellas. How you going?
And I think we all sat in a room. We were locked in there, and I think it might have been for a few days, just to revamp the whole breakfast session. And they decided that Derryn should start at 8:30.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Give him the Darren Hinch pull through.
That's right, to get the jump on the ABC. I think because they were starting back at 8:30.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, Darren Hinch, the fire hydrant of the underdog, I like to call him. But that we decided then that's the way it had been. It's still that way today.
Yeah, and remember, Donk, the two of you, remember the broadcast you did from the outside broadcast van on top of the Rialto as it was being built?
I'll never forget that. You know, where John and I were on the 60th floor of the Rialto building, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, we gingerly made our way along there seemed to be a ladder. If one slip of our, we'd be dead by now.
There's a parapet, wasn't it, Uncle? A parapet.
It was a parapet.
And you've had a feeling what were you going to do when you looked down? I often get the urge. I suffer from, what's it called when you're up high? Vertigo, agoraphobia, something like that.
I just want to throw myself off.
That's right. That's the feeling you got too, Unca. You wanted to do that.
Yes, I've tossed myself off many times.
And you had that feeling then.
But you had an umbrella with you.
But I have it now.
which broke the fall. And you remember, Dunk, we were going up in the lift, or it was a goods lift or something, and that swan of a lift operator stopped it all of a sudden.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and scared the living tripe out of us, didn't he?
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
Oh, yes. He's dead now.
Oh, he's... Wonder what happened to him. I didn't know he was sick. I remember the time you did a gag. Hinch was on doing mornings.
Yes.
And from the tape room in Latrobe Street, and you said, Moon, come with us for support. Yeah. And you rang up as doing funny voices on a serious topic.
No, we rang up as a flamboyant couple, a same-sex couple, didn't we? I can't put it more tightly than that. And then we actually got away with a subterfuge for a while until Darren poked his head around the corner and saw it was us. And
but we went out of the Celtic club and hid there for 2 days.
But that was very funny. Now, I thought of you this morning, Uncle, because you know that trip we did to Ayers Rock.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether you came back with a piece of Ayers Rock, did you?
Yes, I did. It's still, it was in my back pocket.
Well, Cecile, my darling wife of 43 years, came down to me last night and she said, I found this, and she had it in a little pouch. And I said, what's in the pouch? And she said, a bit of Ayers Rock. And she said, you realise that this is cursed, this piece of rock, because anybody who steals, not steals, but, you know, whatever you do, souvenirs, rock from the rock, will have bad luck for the rest of their life.
The wrath of the spirits.
Well, that was 1983, do you reckon, Dunk, that we were there?
Oh, it would have been, and I've had a marvellous life.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, good. But you know what she made me do when I was coming into breakfast on another radio station, Magic, which shall remain nameless. 1278.
Hits you love to hear.
693.
Yeah, that's it.
No, you're 693.
693.
Oh, go on.
That's why you've been going to the wrong station all this time. But she made me, when I was coming in this morning, she said, I want you to return this rock.
Yeah.
To Uluru. And I said, well, what?
How are you going to do
tonight?
that? Yeah.
No, she said, I want you to deposit this rock back to its spiritual location in the earth. Or into the bottom. Actually, she said, I want you to chuck it in the Yarra.
Oh, no.
And I literally went to the Yarra and chucked it in this morning.
And?
Where?
Well, the thing is, I've just had a winner in the 7th at Moonee Valley.
Let's go
already. No, but I have returned it to its spiritual home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to the Aboriginal...
To earth.
Burong Ma and all that.
Burong Ma.
Yeah.
And over the Punt Road Bridge.
Well, actually, it was, Yes, I just chucked it out the car.
1:17.
It's actually a really, really difficult job. It's not something I think that most people go, I'm going to make this a lifestyle job.
Yeah, we basically had a bit of a fling, and on the last day we actually took the plaque from the USS Long Beach and gave it to me. There were thousands of people, I believe, last time there was one of these protests. They just hold up Melbourne.
Hi, I'm David Bark. If you're looking for new cooking appliances, then look no further than David Bark Appliances Rosebud. Choose from all the top brands such as Miele, Smeg, Beko, Bertazzoni, Falcon, Electrolux, Whisper, Frankie and a whole lot more. We also now stock a range of quality Australian-made bedding. Servicing the Peninsula for over 25 years, we have everything you need for your home. David Bark Appliances, the Big Blue Building, 1263 Point Nepean Road, Rosebud. Call 5986 5544.
Saddle your car and ride the highway to happy.
Hi, I'm Rick from Happy Tint. Happy your ride with window tinting for only $220.
You'll look cool, you'll feel cool, you'll drive cool.
Happy Tint your car or four-wheel drive, any film, any colour, only $220.
Happy Tint your home, your office, your car. Call 1-800-HAPPY-TINT.
Giddy up, be cool, feel happy. Visit happytint.com.au.
Wella, everybody's going to buy Hoyt's spices.
Christmas is a time to spoil the family with tempting flavours, so stock up on Hoyt's herb spices and pickled vegetables. Turn the turkey into a succulent taste sensation with Hoyt's herbs and spices. Get that pork crackling perfectly with Hoyt's rock salt and rosemary, olives and pickled vegetables for the salads. Refill your empty spice jars with Hoyt's value packs. You'll be happy with Hoyt's at Coles, Woolworths and all good independent supermarkets.
Hoyt's spices, yeah.
Travelling to the airport or to an appointment around town and you need to be on time? Pre-book a Southern Cross VHA car. Not a cab, a chauffeured car driven by a professional and friendly driver. And right now you get a $20 discount on your first return booking.
Southern Cross VHA cars. Reliable, comfortable, on time. I'm George Capnius, Managing Director, and I guarantee it. We're legal, licensed and fully insured.
Call 93712666 or see southerncrossvha.com.au.
Wherever you live, in the city, the suburbs, Mornington or Bellarine Peninsulas, we can help you sell. Go and ring us on 9430 0000 or find out more by visiting vendoradvocacy.com.au.
Ian Reid's Vendor Advocacy Australia, a better way to sell your home.
Remember this jingle, John? I used to be playing this, Personality Radio. Anka, I have the gentleman and John who you made the fake call to all of those years ago. He did 8:30 till 12. Good afternoon.
You keep it. Now is he there?
Hang on, what were you going to say, Darren?
I was just going to say that it was a good line there. Bianca just said to me, "Oh, Darren, do you want me to, Mr. Hinch, do you want me to give you a title?" And I said, "Nah, it doesn't matter." But you left me with an opening there. I could have thought of something. Listen to you, Uncle. You could have done it.
Oh, take a title, Darren, please, for all of us.
Hey, I'll give you, just serious for 1 minute.
Hey, just a second, I've got one. Senator Hinch, how are you?
Senator Hinch,
The one I choose today is Survivor because I just came from the Alfred Hospital this morning, the Austin Hospital this morning, and the team at the Austin had my 6-monthly checkup and gave me the news that as of now, I'm 100% totally cancer-free.
Wow, congratulations, mate.
That's not a bad Christmas present.
That is great news, mate.
Absolutely marvellous, Darren. Wonderful news.
Now, all right, on a brighter note, what the hell are you, Darren James? I know you're filling in for Dennis. What are you doing with those reprobates in there touching up your airtime?
Well, I just had the idea. We do a segment called Monday Catch-Up, and I thought, I wonder who we haven't caught up with sort of all together at the same time. And I thought it would have been 40 years, so I thought I'd better get Anka and John on.
I tell you what, it was 30 years since the Great Unpleasantness.
Was it 30 years?
Yes, not that I remember much of it.
But since I called John Blackman...
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. At least I haven't grown a beard around mine, Darren.
Listen, this is good fun. I mean, we went in one night with Anka, with Bruce, and went in there, and Peter Hitchner was in, and we had a great night. But to you guys, have Anka and Darren and John and Bruce Mansfield. That's extraordinary.
Yeah, we've done it quite a few years, breakfast together, all together and separately and in different forms, haven't we?
All together, I think we've put about 20 ounces out of work. when you think about it, was our longevity, Darren, our longevity.
Yeah, I had coffee in Sydney last week with Bob Rogers.
Bob Rogers.
Hello, I'm Bob Rogers.
I'm
Yes.
Bob. Yeah.
Heidi Hody, everybody,
Heidi.
and we have something like 128 years of media between us.
And Bruce has got 128 years of media by himself.
That's right. And I remember 127 years ago, he actually bought a drink.
Did you hear that, Uncle?
Yes, I did, and I remember the occasion. It was when you came in with no underpants on, Derryn. Do you remember that?
I do. So does Tony Barber.
Because that's true. We were on air together, and we said, and we know that Darren's listening. We bet that he wouldn't come in a caftan, and he did. And you reached in for the orchestras, didn't you, Uncle?
Yes, I did. It was on the second floor, and I got a big tubular bill.
Well, you did say you wear a caftan, and you didn't say that wearing anything underneath it, so I didn't know.
You find that quite comfortable, don't you, Darren?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's very, very comfortable.
Nothing wrong with
Go,
it.
Commando.
Yeah, I like hanging out for Christmas.
Oh, please. Now, look, it's not Friday lunch.
Dear.
But now, mate, what are you up to for Christmas? Are you going anywhere?
I'm actually going to New South Wales for Christmas. I'm not going to blog. I'm going to take.
Oh, sorry, hang on, just a second.
You're going to knock off a blog.
You're going to knock
going to blog.
I thought you said you were going to knock out a blog.
Well, I might. But my girlfriend and I are going to Nelson's Bay.
Hang on, just a second, Darren. Just don't, Uncle Roy. You can't let him just sort of say that, willy-nilly. My girlfriend and I.
Yeah.
Derryn, please, are you living in sin? Please tell me now.
No, I'll be living in Sydney. I'm going to Nelson Bay, and for Christmas Day, going to barbecue prawns on the beach at Nelson Bay. That's the good news. The bad news is that last time we went away together at Christmas, she got me heli riding, and I broke my back and broke some vertebrae. This year, for Christmas present, I've already got a boogie board.
Yes.
And we're going dune buggy riding.
Darren, has somebody
she's
told
got it
you?
in for you.
There's somebody. Have you checked your insurance policy?
That's right.
Well, that's what somebody else said. Yeah, no, perhaps I should.
I didn't realise they served prawns in Nelson's Bay.
Oh, they serve anybody there, Darren. Darren. Now, but the thing is, Darren, you are an elder statesman now. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that.
Listen, why not? That's what it's all about. I mean, just because Uncle's been old for 1,000 years and was born 125 years ago in a blue suit doesn't say we all have to behave like that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you've got to slow down a bit, Darren.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, listen, when I was doing my sums the other day, and I had 1,600 days I've had with a transplant, I came up with another figure, which is 2190.
What's that?
You know what 2,190 means?
No, I have no idea.
That's how many days you have to stay alive to serve 6 years in the Senate.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
2,190.
Hey, remember, Uncle, the time that Darren took your Diners Club card down at lunch at the Underground?
I'll never forget that. I'm still fighting law to get that retrieved because I think he owes me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. The best thing was I got the girls down there at the Underground to run off all these bogus Amex little chits. So every Friday for about 10 weeks, I'd come and say, "Oh, thanks, man, Uncle. Here we are, got another one," waving him around. And he was never quite sure what had happened because the fact he wouldn't shout the shark attack and did not ever buy a drink or a meal. I mean, he had this urinary problem. And always, he got an itch and had to go to the WC as soon as the bill arrived.
That's right.
Oh, Derryn, do you mind?
Is that why?
I didn't mind. I had to pick the tab up.
Is that why he's taking all those diuretics? That's incredible. But of course, all of his moths die from anorexia. The poor little loves, they never see the light of day.
No, they don't.
Now, just quickly, we'll talk on to radio for a minute, and that was, so when do you start doing breakfast on 2CH in Sydney, John?
I'm sorry, we seem to have lost the line, Darren.
There's a bit of networking action happening.
You'll be doing breakfast in Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane, and Johnny Young will be doing afternoons.
Yeah, listen, you've got to stop having lunch with Bob Rogers.
No, he doesn't know.
Oh, no.
What do you mean he doesn't know?
And how are you going with your new hours of 10 till midnight? Are they all right?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's great to drive in there for 5 minutes and turn around and come home.
Yeah, sure.
no, Derryn, I don't know where you get.
Lesson, wasn't it?
I don't know where you get that mail from, Derryn, but it's. I have no comment to make whatsoever.
Singo sends his regards.
Stop it! Stop it! You compromise.
We mentioned Brian White earlier, Derryn, and when he was the boss, and because you used to work with him, you were his correspondent when he was on Sydney radio, and you were covering the moonshot over in New York. And remember, we used to call him Wally the Wombat when he was made manager of AW, and you were very pleased that he got the job, weren't you?
I was indeed, yeah. But we were already doing pretty well at AW when he came. I'm not putting Brian down for this, but I was at the number one before Brian arrived there.
Yeah.
But then he built the station around the one shift, and he was fantastic to work with. It was a tragedy he died so young. Really was.
Yeah. It was too. I mean, he was a good boss to me, but that's water under the bridge, Derryn.
And in those days, John Radler, Stand Up Australia, Stand Up Australia. He was the American correspondent. Malcolm Stewart, I was going to say, to his credit, is still there on the breakfast.
Remember?
Actually, I thought I'll clean this up. Right, that John Radler's been alive for people in the radio business was not so much Stand Up Australia. It was I will not have bleep in my swimming pool.
Oh, that's right. When he was minding Brian White's house.
And people were skinny dipping at a party, and I think his partner objected to it, so he had to.
Oh my God!
Stand Up Australia. He had to go. So I will not have bleep and
backsides and breasts in my pool.
Do you remember the day John Radler referred to Prince Charles as a floppy-eared underachiever or something like that? And me being the royalist I am, I came on after him and said, I must apologise for what John Radler said about His Royal Highness Prince Charles. Then it was not, blah blah blah. And then Brian White came in. He came storming in.
John.
No, I says, I pay you to be funny, all right?
Not for comment.
Just be flippin' funny.
Obviously, you've changed your mind now, John.
Oh, thank you.
You must have.
No, I haven't. No, I think
I was on Sunrise the other morning, and one of the stupid topics they came up with after the serious topic, which was a lighthearted one to fill in time. They said, and Darren, you got any advice for how Prince William should entertain George on Christmas Day?
Oh.
And I said, I couldn't give a tinker's cuss what some idiot, some pampered pom wants to do on Christmas.
Christmas Day, funny. Yeah. Gentlemen, fantastic to have you in. Darren, great to talk to you. Well, look, there's a newsman.
I could do another half hour. What about you, Darren?
No, I've got things to do.
No, so have I.
I've got important things to do.
What about you, Dunk?
What about you, Uncle?
Yeah, I could go for another 6 months
without paying a bill.
Good on you, Darren. Good to hear from you, mate.
Hey, two words for you over Christmas, okay? Meli Kalikimaka.
Oh, Meli Kalikimaka.
Yes.
That's Hawaiian for Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
And you've been over there. You've been over there a few times.
And I hope you get a lay, Uncle, while we're on the Hawaiian.
He's got the lays to prove it. Look, we're all treading over each other. See you later, Dunk.
See you, Uncle.
All right, I'll be off then.
See you, Darren. See you, John.
All right, and Mother, take the Jeep.
Take the Jeep of the Preston Market.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Italian stallion has just pranced into the studio. I give you Tony Tardio.
Nice work, John.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good afternoon. Premier Daniel Andrews is touring affected properties at Barnawatha in the state's north following the bushfire in the last couple of days. 4 homes have been destroyed by the fire there and 8,800 hectares burnt out.